McCullough. Welcome back. This is the June 15th, 2026 study session of the Livonia City Council. This meeting sets the agenda for the 2044 regular meeting, which is a voting meeting that will take place on Monday, July 13th, where tonight's items will be officially voted on. We are just missing Councilwoman Tashnik tonight. We will start with our audience communication. The council has set aside 30 minutes for audience communication for items not on the agenda. Do we have any audience communication? Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 3 minutes.
Steve Kane, Coventry Gardens. I have walked through construction sites my entire life. I have built, remodeled, or renovated every home I have ever owned, 10 and counting. When my children were growing up, they often came with me to admire the framing, the mechanical systems going into a new build. Construction is not a hobby for me, it's a calling. In all those years, I followed one simple rule. If a site was posted no trespassing, or the door was locked, I stayed out. I never put myself or others in harm's way. That is why I was so surprised when allegations of trespassing and breaking and entering were leveled against me after I walked through the senior center construction site. At no time was a sign posted. I was never told, verbally or in writing, to stay out. This is what the sign should look like. This is on the Northville Downs project. Livonia didn't do that. If they had, I probably wouldn't be here today. Those allegations ultimately went nowhere. The breaking and entering claim disappeared. The trespassing charge was dismissed, yet the punishment remains. It is also worth noting that I was not alone when I walked through that site. Others were present. No reprimand was issued to anyone else. No police investigation, no facility ban except for me. The public record shows I was treated differently from anyone else who walked through the site. I have been issued a lifetime ban from the rec center and senior center, not for violence, not for misconduct, but because I have been an outspoken critic of the administration. A lifetime ban for speaking out. Before the ban, I played pickleball most days at the rec. I shared meals, laughter, and euchre with my peers at the senior center. For many of us at this stage of life, those connections are our lifeline, where we find friendship, purpose, and belonging. Those connections have been taken from me. I have no criminal record, yet I am prohibited from accessing taxpayer-funded public facilities that I help support through my own tax dollars. The continued restriction serves no legitimate public purpose. It is punitive, unsupported by the facts, and inconsistent with basic principles of fairness and due process. I would also ask you to consider this. The city employees principally responsible for initiating and advocating this matter are no longer employed by the city of Livonia. This council should not be left enforcing the personal grievances of former staff members. The Livonia City Charter, Chapter 4, Section 13, grants this council oversight authority over these facilities. I am respectfully asking you to exercise that authority, to investigate this ban, and to lift it. I am not asking for special treatment. I'm asking for the same right every resident has, to walk through the doors of my community rec center and senior center without fear of retaliation for my speech. I gave a formal request to Sarah. I'm hoping you'll put it in the committee of the whole and bring it up and do the right thing.
Good evening, sir. Name and address for the record, please. You have 3 minutes.
Hello, Christopher Martin, great state of Michigan. Talk a little bit about free speech. Big advocate of that. I've mentioned this numerous times in the past. Thing about free speech is that and matter of fact, George Carlin was brought up in his 7 words. And you can say every one of those 7 words right here. You can. And I remember seeing him years ago in the mid-'70s at the Royal Oak Music Theater, and he said them there. But you can say free speech right here. There was an opportunity here a couple of meetings ago. Gal didn't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, that might offend some individuals. Okay, to me, I didn't really care for it, but I don't have any control over her. It's called free speech. She can do what she wants. A number of years ago, we actually had a councilman claimed to be a pretty religious guy, He wanted me to stand up for the prayer. There's no way I was going to stand up for no damn prayer. No way. It's a government building, and I told him that. This is not a temple. It's not a church. It's not a synagogue. It's nothing, okay, except a government building, okay, even though I was singled out for not standing up for a prayer. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in that stuff. But that doesn't stop me from, if somebody else wants to believe in that, that's fine. Go ahead. If that makes you a better person, go right ahead. Don't involve me in it, though. So anyway, that was basically what I wanted to talk about. Free speech, a flag or whatever being up. I came from a background working in factories, and I've seen a lot of stuff. And it really doesn't, that stuff just doesn't affect me one way or another, to be quite honest. And once again, that's what free speech is all about. It might be something that you don't like, but you shouldn't be able to necessarily stop somebody else from, that makes this country supposedly different from everyone else, is the ability to not participate or to express yourself in a different way than maybe what is people consider to be normal. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. Any other audience communication? All right, council. Oh, good evening, sir. Name and address for the record, please. You have 3 minutes.
Greg Ralco, Golf Ridge Villa. Back in January of 2025, when the council voted no 5-2 to rezone the corner at 8 Mile in Newburgh, I went over to Farmington Hills and I talked to the legal department, and I got a copy of their new ordinance that they had just signed and put into place, limiting the number of new gas stations, new car washes, and auto service centers. In other words, if you wanted to open one in the city, you had to buy an existing one. I gave it to Carter, and I gave everyone a copy too. I said, you just voted no. You have obviously a concern. In that case, it was a rezoning concern, and the work's already been done for you from Farmington Hills. And the attorney would be willing to talk to Carter and understand what they went through in order to go ahead and implement the same thing. Recently in Warren, you may have read, the city council put an 8-month moratorium on car washes and gas stations. And the reason they had done that is that Sheetz opened. When they opened, they lowered their gas prices to a point where they had a mile traffic jam around the corner leading to Sheetz, and the city of Warren said, what do? We put this in the wrong place. And so the moratorium is in place while they study the ordinance that they plan to put in place to limit what? Car washes and gas stations. And so the work would have been done, the work has been done. All you need to talk to is your fellow citizens in these other cities, their legal department, their law department, and their city council. But these documents are already written, the work has already been done. And I believe too, the charter, our charter, has a provision in there that does give the city council unadulterated right to limit the number of car washes, or not car washes, I'm sorry, gas stations. So you already have that power. And I would hope that our legal department would advise you accordingly. But it seems like you always stumble on this. And now, after the barn door has been left open, you're going to run in and try to put all these ordinances in and restrict what it is that you should have restricted before, and then try to take a lot of credit for being answering the call of the citizens when you really should have done this before. It's comical to do it now, and it's I think quite frankly shameful.
Thank you. Any other audience communication? Good evening, sir. Name and address for the record, please. You have 3 minutes.
33461 Capri Court, John Pastor. Oh boy. We start restricting all the gas station, car washes. Why don't we restrict houses? Why don't we restrict party stores or drugstores or restaurants? every case that comes before this council is a restriction. You guys have the power to approve anything and everything at any time that you want. So you don't need to do anything else. I just, you know, it's, you guys are fine for what you're doing. You got everything is done on a case-by-case basis, so I don't think you need to do anything. Regarding the flag that's on Middlebelt, then go to the sign ordinance. You know, make it a sign. If it's a sign, you know, businesses can't do that sign. We can't put signs on our lawns that are too big, you know, for our council candidates and all that stuff, so maybe you can go look at it from that standpoint instead of free speech. And then for Mr. King, if he's supposedly this builder, this home builder, build all these jobs and all that stuff, then he knows better than to go on a construction site that's fenced off and all that stuff. He knows about OSHA, or he should know about OSHA. So please, you know, when somebody sits there and does something wrong and then he comes up to you crying that he wants to get out of something that he did. You didn't, he did. He knew he was doing something wrong. So now he's paying for his consequences. So with that, last couple comments is vote yes for the police and fire millage, vote no on the SMART, and I thank you.
Thank you. Any other audience communication? Any comments from council? Ms. Persconi?
I just have one quick one. I thought I had something noted here. So with respect to the comments that were made regarding accessing the Housing Commission website, it is a limited user website because historically there's not that many visitors that visited that site. But in the last year or so, it has gotten a lot more traffic, which results in that error sign. So I do believe that it's a problem that can be fixed. So users aren't getting that error, and I'll be following up with the appropriate parties to see if we can make sure that when people log on, they can see the information that they need. It seems like it's a pretty simple fix, so I just wanted to give everyone an update. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from council? Ms. McDonald?
No. Thank you, President Reed. I just would like to bring up in reference to a comment that was made about the PDRA meeting last week that I was unable to attend, but I did attend the meeting the prior month. I looked up all authorities within a city, whether it be the PDRA, the Housing Commission, Parks and Rec. They have to follow all purchasing laws that are governed by the city of Livonia. So I would like all commissioners to take that in consideration when they're attending their meetings and to ask questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else from council? All right, let's jump right into the agenda. Item number 1, this is a block party request from Allison Adams to be held Saturday, July 18th, 2026 from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Flamingo Boulevard between Clarita Avenue and Pickford Street with a rain date of Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Is Ms. Adams here? Okay, council. Ms. Budzinski?
Just for the sake of consistency, when the petitioner isn't here, you generally put it on the regular with approving, denying.
Okay. Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Okay, item number 1 will be on the regular agenda on July 13th, 2026. Item number 2, this is another block party request from Alex Quint to be held Saturday, August 15th, 2026 from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. between 9912 and 10,000 Fairfield Street with a rain date of Saturday, August 22nd, 2026. Good evening, sir. Name and address for the record, please.
Alex Quint, 11401 Fairfield.
Thank you. And would you like to tell us about your block party?
It's our 4th one. The last 3 have been a hit, and so it's usually from 4 to 9. We have music, food, bounce house. My wife is going to bring a foam guns or something. I don't know. So it should be fun. Keep the kids entertained for a while.
Sounds good. Council?
I'd like to offer an approving on consent.
Okay. Any other comments from council? We have an approving from Ms. Budzinski on the consent. Any comments from the audience? All right, this will be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026.
Thank you.
Yep, have a good day. Item number 3, another block party request. This comes from Aaron King to be held Saturday, August 22nd, 2026 from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Hampshire Road between 33204 Hampshire Road and 16126 Woodring Court.
Good evening, council members. I'm Madison. This is Erin. We're from Wood Creek Farms, Livonia, right around the corner. And we're here to ask your permission to bring back the Wood Creek Farms block party. It'll be we have been kind of poked by some of our older members of the neighborhood. They talked about these wonderful block parties they used to have, and it got some of us young moms excited. So we want to bring it back, and we're hoping to learn from the past generation to connect the new generation with this block party.
Sounds fun. Council? Ms. Persconi?
I'm happy to offer an approving on consent.
Comments from council?
Do you know why is there a reason why it was stopped for many years? Is it like a huge, massive party that took down?
I don't think so. That's a great question. I do think it was just sort of the shift of generations. So there were a bunch of kids 20 years ago who are all grown and have moved on, but their parents are still in the neighborhood, and everybody loves Wood Creek Farms. People leave and they come back. So now I'm a new mom there. I've been there 4 years, and it's such a beautiful place. So us in our circle, we
There's
are
lots
just
of
like
new families.
yeah,
so we want to kind of start.
That's super cool.
So we're trying to just connect
Good job
everyone.
for doing this, honestly.
Thank you. So we wish us luck.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Have fun, and you'll be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026.
Okay, wonderful.
Yep, you don't have to come back.
Oh, okay, cool. We're good?
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you, council. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Item number 4, this is another block party request. This comes from Jasmine Resorick to be held Saturday, August 22nd, 2026 from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Rayburn Street between William Street and Levan Road with a rain date of Saturday, September 5th, 2026. Good evening, ma'am. Name and address, please.
Yes, my name is Jasmine Wysork. My address is 36770 Rayburn, and it is my second year hosting our block party. I want to say it might be close to the double digits that it's been going, but we're just looking to get together, cornhole, music, kid games, all that stuff.
Thank you. Council? Mr. Brockway?
Approving on consent.
Okay, any comments from council? Any comments from the audience? All right, this will be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026. Thank you. Item number 5, this is a request to extend waiver use approval to the new owner, Hyan Pai, in connection with petition 2019-04-02-07 in order to operate a massage establishment located on the west side of Middlebelt Road between Puritan Avenue and 6 Mile Road, 16345 Middlebelt, in the northeast quarter of Section 14. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Hyan Pai. As owner of Ocean Wellness for 7 years. I'm here for get approving for selling my business, for better understanding, and I brought my husband for help.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, sir. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Doug Rands. The address is 16345 Middlebelt. My wife has some major health problems. She's been hospitalized twice. Both surgeries went poorly, and she experienced multi-month recoveries, and she's facing yet another one. So she's been unable to be on site with the business like she needs to be, and it's time for her to sell the business and semi-retire. We approached the council, I'm certain it's in the minutes somewhere, months ago. We thought we had a buyer. The buyer was exceptionally inexperienced when it came down to closing the deal and was unwilling to. And so we put the business back on the market. We've had multiple interests in the local area, Novi and Farmington, but those owners, those prospects are inexperienced and unlicensed, and we're just not comfortable with them. There's also been multiple interests from out of state, and we're not interested in having absentee owners. So we found Ms. Shin Yu is here tonight with the translator Stephanie Mann. Stephanie's a professional translator and works in the court system. So she's going to assist Shin Yu, but we believe that they're fully qualified to take over the existing business, and that's why we're requesting the transfer of the current waiver to continue Ocean Wellness.
Okay, thank you. Council?
Questions, comments?
Yep, council? Ms. Budzinski?
Yes. Could we hear, or could you share about the qualifications for the new owner and staffing, kind of going over how?
I'll let her address that, but she does have a massage license. She lives in the community. She's worked as a therapist as well as managed a business. and I'll let her address her qualifications and staffing plans.
Thank you.
We hope that she will continue the current employees who are also in the business and supporting, or in the area and supporting their families. In one case, the woman is supporting a husband with dementia. So I'll let Shin Yu address that question.
Thank you. Ms. Persicone?
Yeah, I just said, how did you meet the proposed new tenant that you're looking, or I should say buyer? How did you, from working or?
It's a small community, so they have a discussion group online of owners. And so my wife listed the business, and I need to take care of my health. And rather than be an absentee owner, to see if there was interest in buying it. So again, we tried to focus on people that are local, legal, have families in the area, as opposed to the inexperienced, not in the area, absentee prospects.
Thank you. Any other questions for the current owner? Okay, so we'll ask our question to the prospective buyers.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Council and Council President. My name is Stephanie Mann. I've been hired to translate whatever being taught or what she would like to say. But I wonder if it's okay with you to say, in order to save everybody's time, that he agreed for me to read an open, very brief statement to introduce her.
Yep, go ahead.
That'd be okay? Okay, so I'm a legal resident of Michigan and have lived here for 4 years. I have a therapeutic massage license issued by the state of Michigan and have 10 years experience working as a masseuse or massage therapist and a couple years as a business manager. I follow the laws and my record is clean. That means I'm an upstanding resident. I wish to buy Ocean Wells from High-End Pie because it's an established business that has a very good reputation and in the community, and it's important to me to continue that tradition. And once I've been proved, hopefully that's the case, of the transaction, I will hire workers that are legal residents and have a massage license and also live in the community. So buying Ocean Wells will let me make a better living for my families. Thank you.
Thank you. So Councilwoman Budzinski had a question, and I'll have her repeat it, please.
Yes, it was about your experience in owning a business. You know, the previous owner, if I'm not mistaken, owned another location in Livonia or was managing one. And then is your intention to maintain the current employees at the location? Or are you looking to change the current practices that are being done, you know? Are you looking to reimagine the business or maintain it as is as the new owner?
就你成为一个新的主人了，这么时候呢，你会不会想要重新换一个地址啊？因为或者是搬到别的地方，或是重新来整修你的门面呐，或是有新的政策，还是说你会继续原来的？继续原来。I will continue whatever's existing in the business.
And do you have prior experience owning a business and for how long?
所以呢，你之前有没有拥有任何的一个像类似的这样的店？如果有的话，有多少年？没有。None.
Will you have will you have someone on site, or how do you intend to address the translation? You know, you have a translator with you tonight. I would think it's safe to say most people in Livonia and even some of our surrounding communities don't speak. Again, not to speak inappropriately, I don't know what version of Chinese you're speaking. So I use the word broadly. I understand it's not correct. But what is your plan to address the language barrier to make sure that you can communicate with customers as they come in, but also if there's interaction with the city moving forward, what is the plan there?
这样子的，你是有什么计划呢？因为你不会讲中文，你不会讲英文，然后大部分的社区人都不会讲英文，不会讲中文，所以呢，那你要怎么样跟以后店里的客人交通，或者是跟以后这个市区政府他们之间需要跟你联络啊，跟你有一些谈话的时候，你要怎么应付呢？
很简单的英语我还是会一些，简单按摩了这么多年，客人英语在按摩方面的客人啊，接待呀什么我都知道。
So okay, because of the several years of the massage business experiences, basic terms or daily conversation, that's okay. I can handle that. And
接电话呀这些都没问题。
And even to pick up phones, you know, to know what kind of massage they want, there's no problem with that.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Just one more question on the staffing. How many employees do you expect to have? Again, are you keeping the current staff? If you're hiring new staff, are you looking to just hire broadly? What would be your practice of bringing in new employees as there's turnover or things like that? Do you have family in the area that you'd be hiring to help and support, or using a staffing company? Or
这样子就是说，你对于你会想要说用现在原有的员工呢，还是说你还要继续招更多的员工，还是怎么样？或者对于员工他们就是要怎么样？就是说如果有人要走啊等等这些，你有没有什么新的原则啊？这样子交接啊？
我不招了，就按照原来的员工。
I don't think. So.
就是原来的员工。
Okay, so
有一个就行了。
Okay, I don't have any plan to hire more employees. I'm going to use the existing employee. I think that's enough.
Okay, thank you. Could I ask someone in the back row to shut that back door? We can hear the radio or whatever's going on back there. I think it's out there.
Yes, my apologies. And if you wouldn't mind repeating the response.
She said she plans to retain the staff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We could not really hear.
Speaking some more, maybe if you speak into the microphone.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, any other questions from council?
还有没有什么其他的问题
Okay, Ms. McDonald?
Thank you. I was wondering, how many people are on staff currently employed by you?
目前这个店里有几个员工
one.
Just one.
One plus yourself?
然后就加上你就两个 Yeah, including me too.
Okay.
Any other questions? Ms. Persconi?
I just have one follow-up. We received a letter in our packet from a Sherry Liu. Who was that, and what was the purpose of that letter?
所以我们收到一封信从 Sherry Liu， 这个是目的是什么？这封信他是谁，或是为什么我们会收到这封信？你等一下他也会来讲。
Hello again.
I think I'm best to address that. Sherry Liu is a real estate agent who was assisting the prior buyer in, she's been here multiple times before, in trying to close the deal the prior time. But she's a real estate agent, not experienced in what I would characterize as business transactions. And she was unable to work with the landlord and the insurance company in a way necessary to actually close the deal.
Got it. So that was from, you're the one that sent the email indicating that Sherry Liu is not part of this transaction.
Correct.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I didn't know where that came into play.
Yeah, Sherry was representing the prior buyer who had limited English skills as well.
And you are not working with this person for this transaction?
Sherry Liu is not involved in this at all.
Okay, thank you for that.
I asked Stephanie to participate, or I introduced Stephanie to Shin Yu simply because Stephanie works in the court system, translator, and is not what I would characterize as a business advisor. So I felt that was a better resource to involve than bringing Sherry back into this.
Thank you for that explanation. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Ms. Wiedzinski?
Hi. Thank you. And I know the owners presently have been before us and, you know, best wishes with the health concerns. I know it's been really stressful. And with that in mind, I'd just like to give council more time to kind of look over things with an approving and denying for the regular.
Okay. Any comments from council? Any comments from the audience on this item? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Persconi?
Would it be possible for the massage license and the qualifications of Ms. Shen to be provided to council to review? Because, you know, with respect to massage establishments in Livonia, we do tend to scrutinize them a little bit more. For the right reasons, because they're great establishments and we have great ones here in Livonia, and we take pride in that. So we just want to make sure we're maintaining that standard. So if we could please have information provided with respect to her credentials, her license, in particular her license, and perhaps maybe a list. It sounds like it's only going to be two. It sounds like it's only 2 employees right now, and it's going to just maintain to be 2 employees, but some sort of just breakdown of that information. That would be very helpful, so we can do what we need to do on our end.
How is she gonna send those information to you?
Is there a card over there for Sarah or any of us?
Right on the
Council should have
card
one.
right on the dais.
Okay.
So our next meeting is July 13th. That this will be on the regular agenda for that. So you'll want to come back for that one.
Okay.
But if you could send this information beforehand so we can review it and add it to the agenda packet.
That sounds good.
She does have her license here if you'd like to take a look at it. Or
Okay, could you just like send a copy so we have it for the record?
Send it to Sarah?
Send it.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so this will be on the regular agenda on July 13th,
July
2026.
13th, come back at the same time, 7 o'clock?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay, moving on to item number 6. This is a request for consideration of a proposed ordinance amendment and to extend the existing pilot payment in lieu of taxes for Ziegler Place Senior Apartments. This comes from Stephen J. Reitman, Honigman LLP, to amend Chapter 3.12 Senior Citizens Housing Tax Exemption. Good evening. Name and address for the record, please.
Hi, Scott Fry, Jonathan Rose Companies from Cleveland, Ohio, but here in Michigan often for our projects. So I represent Jonathan Rose Companies. We're founded in 1989 as a national developer of affordable and mixed income housing at Ziegler specifically. The original developer went out of business and we stepped in to preserve their entire 47 property portfolio. We have held Ziegler Place since 2017, and we're now putting together the resources for a comprehensive rehabilitation with low-income housing tax credits. So I lead the team at Rose that's dedicated to this type of work. We've completed several similar projects in Michigan recently. The construction be handled by our in-house general contractor, Rose Community Builders, who has a headquarters here in Canton, Michigan. Ziegler Place, which I'm sure a lot of you know, was built in 1976. It is 153 apartments. Occupancy is restricted to low-income elderly residents. And our goal and the mission of Jonathan Rose Companies generally is to provide affordable rental housing and social services that allow seniors to age in place and maintain their independence. The scope of work that we've outlined with our architects and MISHTA for Ziegler Place is $8.8 million in hard costs, beginning from the building envelope, including the roof, the facade, the windows, and sliding glass doors, mechanical systems, which are reaching the end of their useful lives, particularly HVAC, plumbing, appliances, and electrical and fire safety. Much of this work is geared toward energy conservation, which will reduce the property's impact on city infrastructure. Kitchens and bathrooms will be fully remodeled, including new cabinets, hard surface countertops. ADA accessibility will be added with the addition of 8 UFAS units. Amenity spaces will be upgraded and will include new offices, a fitness center, a community kitchen, and the addition of a full-time resident service coordinator who will office on site. The service coordinator will work to connect residents with local services, which in addition to a full schedule of regular programming, includes things like helping residents sign up for Medicare, help with meals, housekeeping, arranging for traveling physicians to visit the property for medical screenings. It's an important resource and will be included in the property's operations. The project sources. A large first mortgage is difficult to size with restricted rents, so a pilot helps to keep expenses predictable and manageable throughout the life cycle of a project like Ziegler Place. And it allows us, importantly, to increase the size of the mortgage to do more work. The other source of funding are low-income housing tax credits, which are generated by our acquisition and rehabilitation expenditures and allocated. They're a federal subsidy allocated by the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. So the impact of a pilot is twofold. It provides operational stability and is necessary for new financing. We're requesting continuation of the pilot on the same terms, not a reduction and not a negative impact to the city budget. And our commitment in return for the city's continued support of Ziegler Place is to preserve the property as elderly affordable housing by extending the subsidy contract and adding formal deed restrictions for the next 30 years. We will improve the property by modernizing it, reducing energy consumption, providing social services, and creating a positive economic impact through local construction jobs and fees that the city will receive. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tormina, did you want to add to that?
No, I'll help answer.
Oh, okay. When you grab the mic, I thought you were ready to go.
I'm just prepared to assist in any questions.
Thank you. Council?
Madam Chair?
Ms. Budzinski?
Yeah, I think that this is a valuable upgrade to our community. I'm really excited to hear you talk about having kind of a social worker case manager on site. The council representative for Healthy Livonia, and in those meetings, representatives from Trinity Health have talked about kind of in some of our senior living facilities, the lack of that continued care and point person when somebody's back home really results in a lot of seniors having to be rehospitalized or facing additional challenges. So hopefully that this position will help alleviate some of the added stress on the residents living in Ziegler Place. So with that in mind, I'd like to refer this to the law department to prepare for first read. I believe that's not it.
No,
What?
I can help answer that question.
Mr. Tormina?
So this is, there are two parts to this request. There is an ordinance amendment, so it would be appropriate to ask for first read on the language changes to Chapter 3.12 of the Code of Ordinances. Secondarily, they're seeking an extension of the pilot to payment in lieu of taxes. So there will be two resolutions, or if you will, two items to bring forward to council, the first reading and then the approval of the extension of the pilot.
So it just goes on the regular, and they separate it.
Correct.
Yes. So I'm sorry, is that what you're?
Yes, that is what.
I'm sorry. What we'll probably do is bring the extension of the pilot back at the time of second reading and a roll call vote. So you'll probably vote on those two items together. So at the July 13th meeting, we would have the ordinance ready for first reading, and then the subsequent meeting, we'd bring the two items for final adoption.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. Anything else, Ms. Budzinski?
No, that's all.
Okay, Ms. Persicone?
Thank you. Yeah, is there any additional information available? And I don't know if this is a question directed through the chair to Mr. Tormina or to the petitioner with respect to the actual payments that the city's been receiving, because I know pilot's very common with subsidized housing and all of that, but what we've actually been receiving as a city and what we are projected to receive and what it looks like to make
We
sure.
could certainly get that information for you. It is 10%, which is on the high end of the the annual shelter rents, the percentage of annual shelter rents that go towards the service charge. But the assessor and treasurer's office should have those numbers, and we can provide that to you prior to the next meeting.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay. Ms. McDonald?
Thank you. Through the chair, thank you for your presentation tonight. What is the time frame that you're looking at to complete the renovations and get everything complete for the residents?
Sure. So we submitted to MISTA back in March, as well as HUD. We're imminently anticipating HUD approvals within the next 30 to 60 days. And we're on MISTA's board docket for July for their commitment. So anticipating closing on the project in August. Construction will take place over the course of 10 to 12 months.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from council? Ms. Persconi?
142. With respect to the construction plans, are we going to be able to see those as well? Can we see those?
Absolutely.
Okay, that would be great if we could kind of just see the plan, because anytime there's some updates and whatnot, if there's things we can do to enhance the area and the space, this sounds like a very nice project, but, you know, just to make sure that we're doing it all one full swoop.
And we have submitted permit drawings to the city for approval as well.
Okay.
But happy to share them directly as well.
Excellent, thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Anything else from council? Anything from the audience? Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Jerry Karasinski, 1948 Bainbridge Avenue. I'm a member of St. Priscilla Church, and we support Ziegler Place each month by helping with the city food distribution in that building. And I can attest to the conditions and the management and the residents that I'm pretty sure they would all love to see this happen. And it would be very much needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, just a clarification. This is a study meeting, right?
Yes.
So I can talk about something else later on?
That's on the agenda, yeah.
Yeah. Because I just want to make sure I can. I was wondering, is Ziegler, is it a rental agency or are you a developer? Because it comes up like you're a rental agency. Is that what you are or no? Do you own
Please
the
direct-
property?
Mr. King, please direct your
Sorry,
comments,
I'm just
sir.
wondering, A, if they own the property or if they're just leasing the property. Secondly, it says proposed ordinance amendment. What ordinance is being amended? And what does payment in lieu of taxes mean? Does each individual resident pay their own taxes, or in lieu of taxes for the whole structure? Are they doing the rent? I just think there's so much information that's kind of like out there. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Okay, so this will be on the regular agenda, the first read, and then hopefully if that goes through. Both items will be on the following meeting agenda. Okay, thank you very much. Item number 7, comes from Fire and Rescue. This is award a bid for supplying uniforms and related uniform items for a period of 3 years with a potential 2-year extension from budgeted funds. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, council members. My name is John McKee, and I have the honor and privilege to serve as training officer for Livonia Fire and Rescue. On April 27th, a request for bids was placed on the Michigan Trade Network looking for agencies to fulfill the 3-year contract to supply uniforms. 2 bids were submitted in full, the lowest of which was Ali Brothers Uniforms of Livonia, which has been a business here in our community for 55 years. I stand before you tonight asking respectfully that you accept the bid from Ali Brothers Uniforms.
Thank you. Council?
Madam President, I'd be happy to offer an approving on consent. Ali Brothers is not only great for our uniforms, but they are also a great community partner and have always supported a lot of our events. I know that doesn't go there, but a lot of their prices are right on par. And they're based in Livonia.
Hey, Council Member McCullough, I would contend that many city departments take advantage of Ali Brothers, not just the uniform departments of police and fire, but the law department. For instance, our city attorney is wearing his lawsuit. Sorry,
that,
I
I
could
think we
not
need
resist.
to shut down. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we have an approving on consent. Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? All right, item number 7 will be on the consent agenda on July 13th. Thank you so much for coming out. Moving on to DPW, item number 8, an award of bid for an outdoor fitness area at Rotary Park from budgeted funds. Good evening, ma'am. Name and address, please.
Hi, I'm Michelle Coppin, Interim Superintendent for Parks and Recreation. I bring before you a request to award a contract to Snyder Recreation. We had to remove a fitness cluster in Rotary Park 2 years ago because of the age and condition it was in. And we went forward with Wayne County Park Millage money for an intergovernmental agreement. Last fall, council approved that agreement that we would replace that fitness structure. So in December, we posted on the Mitten website for bids. We gave them the total amount of $150,000. We received bids and we met as a committee on February 12th and selected the large cluster from Snyder. So it is one of the biggest that we received, and we like the design, the layout, and so that is the what we present before you.
Okay, thank you. Council? Ms. McDonald?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to offer approving on consent for this one.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Ms. Bazinski?
I'm just going to comment, one, welcome, congratulations to
Thank
being
you.
here. 2, my husband is going to be very excited that you have a wall ball at the outdoor complex, and he would love for one at the new turf area at the recreation center, so.
A wall ball?
Target. It's in
Okay.
the pack, it's in
All
the packet thing here, and so he's going to be very excited, any CrossFitter, I'm sure will be very excited to come to Rotary now, but if you want to add one to the recreation center too.
I'll consult with our health
I-
and fitness
I- I'm
coordinator.
gonna put it on record so that he knows I'm listening at home. Thank you.
All right, anything else from council? Anything from the audience on this one? All right, item number 8 will be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Moving on to DPW, item number 9, request for authorization to waive the formal bidding process and purchase 2 2027 Freightliner dump trucks and subsequent upfitting using the Rochester Hills Cooperative Award Agreement to be used by the Roads Department from budgeted funds. Good evening, Mr. Moore.
Evening, Council. Doug Moore with DPW. Council, we're looking to purchase 2 dump trucks. Both the truck and the upfitting would be done through the Rochester Hills Cooperative Award Agreement. The purchase price for the trucks, the 2 trucks, is $239,500. The upfitting is $349,684. That consists of the computer system called CompuSpread, which spreads salt for us, the salt application process, all equipment needed for salt application, brine tanks for adding brine to roads, front snowplow, and specialty lights. We are also asking for an 8% contingency fund for any cost overruns. The total purchase price for the 2 trucks is $618,158.72.
Thank you very much, council. Ms. Blazinski?
I'd like to offer an approving on consent.
Okay. Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Christopher Martin. Can't let this one go by. I've spoken before about dump trucks that Doug Moore had requested for the DPW. And it mentioned, gave certain descriptions when I saw these trucks out on the road and how things are falling off the back, big cloud of dust. They never put down the part of the vehicle, okay, that would cover that, whether it be the dump truck part to keep things from blowing out. And it's a fabric that they roll down. And saw that, came up here, I think, at least 3 times, if not 4 times. I've never seen a truck with that ever down covering the load, whether it be sand or brush or whatever. And this will be approved, no question about it. And but this gets down to the why I'm voting against the millage, because you're going to approve this, you're going to approve the next dump truck that he wants. Not a single question. How many dump trucks do we currently have, Mr. Doug Moore? That's what you should be asking, okay? How many miles are on? What is this replacing? Those are the questions that you should be asking, okay? I feel. That's why, once again, I'll be voting down the millage thing. Thank you.
Any other comments from the audience? Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Steve King, Coventry Gardens. Yeah, I just want to second what Mr. Martin said. $644,000, no questions, waiving the bid process. So I'm on social media all day, people reaching out, well, how is money being wasted? Well, here's a perfect example. And again, do we even have the drivers for these trucks? You need to send a drone over the DPW yard. There's more trucks there than we have employees. So does anybody do any due diligence on the consent agenda? Couldn't you just put it on the regular agenda so you could talk about it? Thanks.
Mr. Moore, there's one person behind you. Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Jerry Kersinski, 1948 Bainbridge Avenue. I had a chance to look at the documents, and it does show that we're replacing 2 trucks with these 2 new trucks. I believe that the city department, when they say they've exceeded their useful life, and I support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Great. Item number 9 will be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026. Item number 10, request for authorization to waive the formal bidding process and purchase one 2027 Freightliner dump truck and subsequent upfitting using the Rochester Hills Cooperative Award Agreement to be used by the Roads Department from budgeted funds. Mr. Moore.
As with the previous one, this is a tandem axle dump truck. It will be assigned to the road section, be hauling material, leaves, and salt. It will have a front plow on it, will be set up with the same salt application process. The purchase price for the truck is $131,800. The cost of the upfitting is $161,846. There's a leaf box that will go on this for $18,698 and an 8% contingency in the amount of $14,443.52. All told, the purchase price is $326,787.52.
Thank you. Council?
Madam Chair?
Ms. Persconi?
Happy to offer an approving on consent for the same reasons that were previously said.
Thank you. Any comments from council? Anything from the audience? Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Christopher Martin, great state of Michigan. This is like deja vu. Didn't we just talk about this? But anyway, yeah, we got almost $1 million in these 3 trucks. Once again, is it really warranted? And yeah, I could read that package, okay? You guys never add, how many miles are on these trucks that are being replaced? Just nothing. So yeah, put it on the consent. I'm voting no on the millage and would encourage other people to do the same thing. Thank you.
Any other comments from the audience?
Madam President?
Mr. McCullough?
Thank you. I'd just like to, if I may address this. If you guys look at the packets, I'm not trying to sit here and I appreciate the fact that we're looking for transparency, but when you say it's waived the bidding process, it clearly says under there it's a cooperative purchasing agreement that leverages the Rochester Hills purchasing agreement. And if you look in the packet, on all those pages, it verbatimly states exactly what's in there. Now, we could sit here on every single item and read hundreds. This one's got 27 pages worth of documents. I'm all for transparency. I'm all for anything that's positive for the good of the city, but it's right here, guys. It's sitting right here. And so you guys can put any spin on it, but I'm going to call it out on this one particularly. There's sometimes I do agree with some things you say. On this case, I can't. It's right here. It's in the packet. And if all these meetings we were required to read every single thing, well then, let's just sit here and have, a 40-hour meeting where we just go over minutes after minutes. The packet's there. We've done our homework. You guys can say we don't. I can tell you everybody here to speak, but then we do our homework on this. So it's in the packet. If you'd like any more information on it, it clearly shows the vehicles that are being replaced. Thank you.
All right, item number 10 will be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026. Thank you, Mr. McCullough. Item number 11, request for authorization to waive the formal bidding process and award of bid for the replacement of the boiler system at Robert and Janet Bennett Civic Center Library from budgeted funds. Mr. Moore.
Council, this was bid out for Sandburg Library several months ago, and we came to council for an approval. Our purchasing manager and our fill-in building maintenance supervisor did talk with the contractor who's doing the work, and they offered to extend the pricing for that boiler system towards the towards the Bennett Library. The cost for the system is $114,667. The purchasing manager felt that this was a very good deal and didn't see any need to bid this out again because of the recent bid pricing for it, and it would replace the boiler at the library.
Thank you. Council? Mr. McCullough?
On this one, it kind of goes in the opposite direction, that I don't like the fact that we did not go out to bid for this specific unit, because every building is not a one-size-fits-all. And so there's different designs, there's different calculations, and while I appreciate the contractor asking for the specific BTUs, I can't support this without going out to competitive bid. Thank you.
Any other comments from council? Ms. McDonald?
Thank you, President Reed. I agree with Councilmember McCullough on this. Our ordinances specifically say everything over $30,000 needs to go out to bid. So, we really need to hone up and follow these rules, because they're there for a reason. So I'm in agreement with Mr. McCullough on this.
Thank you. Anyone down here? Ms. Persconi?
Thank you. Through the chair to Mr. Moore, do you have knowledge as to how comparable these two units are with respect to the one that you bid out at Sandburg to this particular unit at Bennett?
They're not the same, but they're similar units.
Again, through the chair to Mr. Moore, do you anticipate, if it does go out to bid, that we're coming back higher, substantially higher?
I would say that if this were to go out for bid, the same vendors are going to bid on it, and I do not see where it would change anything at all. I don't believe there will be any change in pricing.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. McDonald?
Thank you. What is the condition of this unit? Is it something that is an emergency that needs to be repaired now, or do we have time on this to take this out to bid?
Right now is the time to fix the boiler in summer. It doesn't need to be used. If we push it and it gets put off and we get into fall and need a boiler and it fails, we won't have heat in the building. And we all know what happened a couple of years ago when we didn't have air conditioning in the building.
Mr. McCullough?
I appreciate that, but it also goes as the proactive nature of being a responsible government. And for that, I'm going to offer a denying on this one. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Budzinski?
Sorry, I've just been trying to look up the previous, the Sandburg information that we received. And with that in mind, could I offer an approving, and if we have more time to kind of look at this issue and what the bids were that we received previously, and the need so that we can have both options available to us in July?
Okay, so we have an approving and a denying on the regular. Anything else from council? And we'll go to the audience. Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Steve King, Coventry Gardens. Appreciate it, Brandon. I understand what you're talking about, the packet. This packet tonight was 300 pages. I think that's part of the problem. I don't think your packet should be that. You shouldn't try to digest that much stuff in one meeting. It's too much. I did my due diligence on this too. These are Lochinvar boilers. Where have you heard that name before? Lochinvar, that's what we put in the senior center. That's a premium product. I've put Lochinvar in my first house. I didn't use it again. Just 10 minutes. Well, McLean, their Ultra Evergreen series. Burnham, their Alpine series. Lars HTP, Strong Value Alternative. Airco, Benchmark series. Cleaver Brooks, Clearfire series. All 25% less. Every one of them, the same quality. If I was sitting on the dais, I would go to Slater Heating and Cooling. They are at 5 Mile in Farmington. And have a chat with the owner. And he'll just tell you. He'll look at your proposal and he'll say, yeah, that's a good deal, and it's not. I didn't have an opportunity to do that on this packet, but no, these things got to go out to bid. The rubber stamping is what's driving citizens nuts.
Okay, anything else from the audience? Sorry, Mr. Moore. Mr. Karazinski's behind you again.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'd like to second the support, request for bid. Dump trucks are already on a purchase agreement because governments go out and they cooperatively get together and rely on other governments to negotiate with the expectation that there will be volume that goes with those cooperative agreements. The Michigan State Police, for example, evaluate all the patrol cars and then get competitive bids, and this city is one of the legal entities in the state that has taken advantage of that before. So I don't know whether those other boilers matter. I think we just need to go out to bid. I think we can have the amount of time and still get this taken care of before the fall. Thank you.
All right, thank you. With this, so I don't see any more audience communication. So item number 11 has an approving and a denying on the regular for July 13th, 2026. Item number 12, this is an award of bid for the replacement of the mini split AC system at Idlewild Golf Course from budgeted funds. Mr. Moore.
This is for the pro shop at Idlewild. The mini split has failed and needs immediate replacement. This went out on Mitten as an RFQ. We got 3 quotes back. The low bid was Guarding Environment for $23,770.
Okay, council. Mr. McCullough.
I'd be happy to offer an approving on consent.
Anything else from council? Anything from the audience? Item number 12 will be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026. Thank you so much, Mr. Moore. Have a nice night. All right, item number 13, this is an appointment of John Grisbeck to the Zoning Board of Appeals by Councilmember Brandon McCullough in order to fill the unexpired term of Timothy J. Kliss, which will expire on July 12th, 2028. Mr. McCullough.
Thank you, Madam President. So kind of a topic, Mr. Grisbeck, we received a letter today that he has withdrew his nomination, and won't get further into that. John is one of the reasons, he's probably watching. John's been on probably every committee that the city has had. He's an upstanding citizen and someone that I think would do a great job on the Zoning Board of Appeals. The reason that I really wanted to choose John at that point was because, one, his integrity. I swear he might know every street in the city, and I had no doubt that he would make decisions based on the integrity of our city. But I will honor his withdrawal, and with that, I am asking council, and this is also at a request of Mr. Grisbeck, to reinstate Mr. Testa, Mike Testa, right there, sitting in there. If you want to come up, we want to embarrass you a little bit. It's the only couple times we got. And I would like to bring back with letters of recommendation that I did receive. Me and Mike go back, and I did tell him that I made my word to Mr. Grisbeck, and after he withdrew, I did tell Mr. Testa that he would be my pick, and it's not a pick that I take for granted on any means. Mr. Testa, I'll give you an example. There's a ZBA issue in my neighborhood. We won't get into details on it. And Mr. Testa, without asking me anything other than maybe, hey, this is your neighbor's, blah, 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 didn't ask my opinion on it. He actually came out to site, he studied it, and I think he probably spends way more time than he probably should on some of this, but he does a great job on the Zoning Board of Appeals, and he would be missed. He has been missed. I don't know if you've missed a meeting yet, but he's someone that, will make decisions and has made decisions for the benefit of our city. And I wholeheartedly support, and I hope my colleagues do as well, on the reappointment of Mr. Testa.
Thank you, Mr. McCullough. Good evening, Mr. Testa. Did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. McCullough. I appreciate the comments. Yeah, I was looking to go in retirement here after the July meeting, but Brandon's pulling me back in. If my employer is watching, this is not a precedent in 4 years and 10 months when I retire from there. I do want to point out that I was originally appointed by then Councilman Jolly, and it's somewhat poetic that now the Honorable Judge Jolly is creating this opening by appointing Tim, or nominating Tim, that you approved tonight to magistrate. So I thank Jim for that as well. And I also want to thank my wife and my family for the burden that it causes when I'm out taking care of serving the city. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Council?
I'll offer an approving on consent. As noted, Mike has been a valued member of the ZBA, and I'm glad you'll be able to continue.
Okay, thank you very much. Any comments from the audience? All right, item number 13 will be on the consent agenda on July 13th, 2026. Thank you so much, Mr. Testa. All right, we will end the evening with any audience communication from anyone that did not speak at the beginning of the meeting and for items that are not on the agenda. Seeing no audience communication, any closing remarks from council? All right, good night, everyone. See you in July.